Hey gang, I'm Luke and welcome to Down from the Attic for the final look at my Ghostbusters games. Today we're looking at a Ghostbusters 2 theme board game, Ghostbusters the Board Game 2. Fire up your gigameter and let's have a look at this thing.
Box art again is following IDW comics, so absolutely no complaints here. The box is considerably heavier than the first game, and that's because of the sheer amount of components. This time there's 8 Ghostbusters. Yes, 8. 4 wearing packs and 4 wearing slime blowers. Ecto 1A looks spectacular, and the sheer variety of ghosts. There's Ghostbusters 2 ghosts here like Vigo, the Scoleri brothers, the Washington Square ghost and Janosz, but look at all these real Ghostbusters ghosts too. Granny Gross, Male Fraud, Ex-Cop, these look fantastic. And the biggest new inclusion, Lady Libby herself. Damn if this doesn't look amazing on the table. There's board tiles, spirit world tiles, scenario and entity cards, and the PKA as with the first game, but what's new here is the Ecto tank tile, Goo Pile cards, equipment cards and event cards. There's trap tokens and pack tokens too, as well as Goo tokens. Setup works more or less the same as the previous game. You use the scenario card to lay the board tiles out, with the positions of the ghosts, what ghosts go into the spirit world, and the position of the gates and the Ghostbusters. However, there are some additional pieces that sets this apart from the first one. First is the Goo Piles, indicated by these tokens. These are scattered around the board, and when explored, they contain Goo cards. How many Goo cards are needed are dictated by the scenario card, and Goo cards can be additional equipment or events. There are a bunch of different equipment types you can pick up, and they all have their uses, but can only be used once per scenario, so knowing when to make use of them is important. The mobile X-ray machine allows 0 line of sight that turn. The portable dimensionometer allows you to put ghosts back into the spirit world. The boson caster obliterates a class 1 ghost immediately. Event cards are a little different. Event cards will tell you how many rounds the event will last for and the effect. For example, the "At least it's not raining blood" card means that all Ghostbusters get soaked with slime rain, reducing their line of sight from 3 spaces to just 2. They have 3 turns to remove the slime off each other, otherwise this effect lasts the whole scenario. These really mix up the scenarios and add a bit of unpredictability to the game, a welcome inclusion. Additional rules to this game from the first include a new action, switching out Proton Pack to Slime Blower of an adjacent Ghostbuster. This is why there is 2 of each character, Pack version and Slime Blower version. You may have already noticed that certain ghosts are pink and others purple. Purple, you need to use your Proton Pack. Pink needs to be hosed with Mood Slime. Again, you'll need to carefully work as a team and discuss as a group who is targeting what and who is wearing what equipment. Certain ghosts such as possessed humans require both, so definitely wise to use a mixture of both. The Ecto has been upgraded too with an ectoplasm tank on the rear. Ghostbusters can deposit plasm counters into the tank, and with a certain amount, at the start of a round, this activates a special ability. Each Ghostbuster has a special Ecto tank ability, but only one can be used, so again you'll need to discuss which one to utilise at the beginning of a scenario. Lady Libby herself is used as a vehicle in the game and can stomp her way around the map, and the coolest thing, you can fire streams and slime out of her head. Such fun! Slime tokens have a number of different hindrances too. They can affect your line of sight, how much you can manoeuvre, your movement, your actions. Ghosts may have added qualities to them dictated by the scenario card, and these are shown by these coloured bases. Brown means hive, and if a ghost is attacked, every ghost of that type on the board acts as if it was attacked too, so they will all slime, they will all move. This requires some serious thought, probably best to take out the others first before taking that one out. Black is caustic black slime. Don't get this stuff on you, the stains never come out. If you get slimed by this, those slime tokens remain with you for the entire scenario. A Ghostbuster cannot remove the slime off you. Green amplifies all attributes of that ghost by 1. How far it attacks, how far it slimes, how far it moves, how many streams to capture it. This definitely makes for a tougher fight. Blue is shadow, and regardless of what is rolled with the movement die and the PKE, the ghost will always move 2 spaces to the nearest Ghostbuster. Better not let that creep up on you. Pink is marked, and certain scenarios require you to mark out a specific ghost, which will require specific scenario-centric parameters to capture. And the coolest thing with all of these tokens, they stack, so you can face some pretty tough customers out there. This is such a welcome addition to the game and addresses my complaints about the ghosts all behaving the same way in the first game. As mentioned earlier, this game finally has ghost traps, though these are entirely optional to use. They're classed as an additional rule. To use the trap, this is counted as a maneuver, like entering and exiting X or 1. Deploying and retrieving a ghost trap will use up your maneuver. It's a fun addition and ramps up the intensity of the game.
Ghostbusters the Board Game 2 takes everything from the first game and amplifies it. The additional new ghosts and the fact that you need to use both proton streams and slime keep you thinking and keep you working together as a team. You have to switch out packs and switch out slime blowers. You really have to work collaboratively. The new equipment and new event cards add randomness to the game and kind of tick that box for me about the first game about being a little bit too predictable. The new tack on bases for the ghosts and adding new abilities to them also make this game a little bit more random and definitely more replayable. If you like the first game, you're probably going to love this one. It's definitely worth checking out. Well, that's the last of my Ghostbusters games in my collection so far. But there are a few other games out there that I would love to get my hands on.
There's this electronic talking game from the 80s which I've been told it sounds horrendous, but I'm still curious about it. There's the Ghostbusters pinball machine, Ghostbusters Protect the Barrier, based on the Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters game, and of course, there's Ghostbusters Monopoly. With the new Ghostbusters film just around the corner, I remain hopeful that we'll get even more Ghostbusters board games.
Thank you everybody who stuck with me all this week whilst I show off my Ghostbusters games and a fairly geeky side of my personality. I love Ghostbusters and I love board games, and I've loved showing my Ghostbusters board games to you all. As always, I'm Luke, thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.